Okay, hi everyone. We're gonna be starting shortly in about 5 minutes. Okay, hi everyone. We're gonna get started right now. I'd like to thank you guys for all coming to the Club Recognition webinar hosted by the District Member Recognition Committee. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, feel free to post them on the live chat and we'll be answering them towards the end of the webinar. So let's get started, everyone. Oh my God. Okay. Uh, okay, hi everyone. My name is Jack Wang. I'm currently serving as the Administrative Executive Assistant for the MR Committee. And I currently attend UC San Diego and I'm an upcoming fourth year. And I'm currently majoring in management science and minoring in business. And next we have Casey.
Hello there. My name is Casey and I go to Sac State as a fourth year. I'm a liberal studies major and I serve as the Northern representative on the committee. Next up, we have Henry.
Hello, everybody. My name is Henry Casares III. Things to know about me. I'm an incoming UCR student, going to be a third year. I serve as the central representative on the MR committee, and I am a physics major. Yay, go partition theory. Next, we have Alan.
Oh, hi. Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Alan, and I am an incoming third year to UC San Diego, and my major is management science, and I am currently serving as your Southern representative.
So what I want to talk first, before we start, I want to talk about what does recognition mean to you. So basically, to start off on like what recognition is and what types of recognition are there. I kind of want to discuss like what recognition means to us because I know it's an important part of Circle K, and also it's also where like what we do is appreciated to the club. So I want to take the time to like kind of answer the question. I'll be answering the question as well as the host of the webinar, and then I'll give you all a chance to answer the question on the live chat. So for me, recognition, it comes in the smallest things, whether it be a shout out or member of the month, or even like an online shout out on social media. I think it's just seeing people happy for seeing someone happy for what they've done throughout the club and their contributions, and also it just helps motivate members to do what they love to do in this club. And that's basically what recognition means to me. So I'm going to start off with Casey, our Northern representative, to answer what recognition means to her.
Okay, so recognition to me means recognizing someone for their efforts, whether it be small or big. It's nice knowing that someone sees and appreciates what you're doing. I love how recognition can make someone smile and make them motivated to do so much more. And recognition is always appreciated, whether it be something small or big. Next up is Henry.
Hi, guys. I'm Henry. Being able to show a bunch of people how much they really mean to you and the club they're in is what member recognition means to me. I believe every little deed is worthy of being recognized, and being able to make someone feel valuable for anything that they do is what I think is pretty cool. Because at the end of the day, people don't have to be in any club, but they are in a club because they love it. And I think being able to appreciate that is what makes the club very, very special. And so next would be Alan.
Hello, everyone. So member recognition to me is being acknowledged by your club, division, district, that you did indeed make a difference. And, just knowing that your contributions don't go unnoticed, that's really special. It makes you do what you do for your club just worthwhile. And to me, I find that this really helps people when towards the end of the term, everyone may feel burned out. We do wonders for member recognition. No, member retention, sorry. All right.
Okay, now I'm going to give all of you a chance to answer the question, what recognition means to you. So make sure to post your responses on the live chat, and we'll give you about a minute or two to answer the question. Okay, so far we're getting some responses. So thank you for those answering the question. If there's any more responses, please feel free to answer the question. Okay, so thank you for answering that question, everyone. Now we're gonna go over some ways to recognize your members, and then we're gonna start with member of the month / semester with Casey.
All right. So there are endless ways to recognize someone. Recognition can come in all shapes and forms, and the first idea we have is Member of the Month. This is awarded to a member who stood out and went above and beyond, whether it be achieving the most service hours that month or showing their support to other schools in the division. This award can be awarded for so many different reasons. I've seen clubs award 2 members of the month or even 3, and that's okay too. There's no rule that says you can only pick one person. A suggestion for larger clubs is to do member of the week. Now, this can be done weekly or bi-weekly. Doing member of the week rather than member of the month for large clubs allows these clubs to recognize more members throughout the year. The next idea I have for you is member of the semester or member of the quarter, depending on what school system you're following. This is the same idea as member of the month, but recognizes someone who embodied all 3 tenets of Circle K throughout the semester or quarter. So how does this award go about getting out there? Usually a recognition chair and the presidents will collab and decide who they want to recognize. And then once they have decided that, this award can be presented at the end of the month or the end of the semester. Next up we have, next slide, please. So Officer of the Month. Next, we have this award. Board members are the backbones of the club, and it's important to not forget to recognize their efforts as well. Board members put up a lot of time and a dedication into what they do, and oftentimes they go unnoticed or people don't realize how much they put in. Recognizing your board members is a way to let them know that they are appreciated and they should keep it up because they're doing a great job. So for this award, same concept, a recognition chair or the president would collab and discuss who they want to recognize and then awarded at a meeting. Next up, we have Alan with driver appreciation.
Hello. So for driver appreciation, it is a nice idea for clubs that tend to rely on drivers for events because for some clubs, believe it or not, the drivers are just as vital to the events as the event chairs themselves. An example of this would be UC San Diego. So as you can see from that cute graphic over there, the driver shout-outs, they give driver shout-outs in their weekly recap videos. And right now they're currently working on creating appreciation kits based on the number of miles driven. And actually, we do have a question directly from Q&A form from CSU Long Beach, Alvin Nguyen from the Metro District. He asks, hello, our club is implementing a new type of recognition and it's for our drivers. In the spring, we awarded them candy and we're not sure if this is the right approach. What are some other suggestions that we can do to give our drivers recognition? Thanks. Well, Alvin, thank you, and I'm glad you asked because I really do think that starting off with just candy and maybe even just a simple shout out for drivers during general meetings, that's a great step in the right direction. And so right here, we have some other ideas that you could use, such as certificates, gift cards, and maybe thank you letters and thank you cards signed by the board, the member recognition chair. Those are all some pretty neat ideas that you could use. All right, so next up we have Casey with birthday recognition.
Okay, me again. So the 3 ways I'm going to talk about birthday recognitions that requires no money at all, which is a good thing. First, we have one way from UC Davis. So Davis posts a graphic on their Facebook page on the 1st of each month. And this serves as a reminder to the fellow Circle Kers that, hey, these birthdays are coming up and don't forget to show them some love on their actual day. Secondly, CSU Fullerton, they spotlight a birthday on the actual day in their Facebook group. Making a post every day on someone's actual birthday can get tedious, but it's totally worth it. Some members genuinely appreciate the effort you put into making a post for them on their birthday. Fullerton also does a graphic on their general meeting PowerPoints to recognize all birthdays for any given month. This can be done at the first meeting or last meeting of the month, depending on each club. So how is this done? I recommend chairs to have an Excel sheet listing all the members and then list their birthdays in order so you don't forget to miss one. And then because it would suck for members to get a birthday shout out and then some don't. So doing a spreadsheet is a good way. Next up, we have Henry with membership recognition program.
All right, thank you, Casey. Moving on from birthdays, we have MRP recognition, which is a great tool to utilize for club recognition. After all, it is the one thing utilized by the district, or one of the many things utilized by the district, but not only the district can use it, because you can too. I think probably the greatest thing to recognize MRP is a celebration or commemoration of MRP recipients. Always recognizing MRP achievers through either online posts, through Facebook, or even through website updates, congratulating them, updating, informing your members is always a great thing. It's fantabulous, it's fantastical. You can even go the next step and offer incentives. Like you can either like pie a board member like some schools do, should they achieve something as like platinum or double platinum, or dare them to do things. It's pretty cool, it's pretty cute. Just doing things so that people just want to go. And then it's also like recognition. Also, probably the most fantastical idea is a celebration of some kind. Passing out MRP certificates. After all, you can't just hold those certificates that you get after decon. You have to pass it out. So why not do it in a special way? You can have it at a fancy place like a pool, or if you got the money, you can go to DMBs. I love arcade games. Should your club be broke, you can make it a potluck. You can use family points as incentives to make people bring food. It's a great thing to do. And it makes it a day to remember. It's a cute activity. Also, another thing is the idea of a piñata. Blindfolding MRP achievers. And you can start from like platinum and go all the way down to bronze and have them swat the piñata for achieving MRP. It's initially, I think it's initially a silly idea, but at the end of it all, it really brings out a great energy when everyone has fun doing it. And it brings out the kid in you, which is actually pretty cute. So yeah, I know people in clubs like UCR and UCSD do this. But yeah, commemoration of MRP recipients is definitely encouraged. So yeah, thanks. Next up is superlatives.
All right. Superlatives are great because there's no cap on how many you can give out and when you should give them out. The award on the screen shows Capital Division's Superlative Award. So Capital chooses a recipient on DCM Day and it awards the same day. This is just one way to hand out superlatives. Superlatives are a fun thing to give out. They can be meaningful, they can be joking, and everything in between. That's what's great about superlatives. There's no special rule on how it should be done. So you can get these superlative ideas as a board itself and discuss who do you want to recognize. You can put out an Excel sheet or a spreadsheet and have the members nominate other fellow Circle Kers for a superlative. So there's so many different ways superlatives can be given out and for different ideas. Next up, we have, oh, sorry, next slide, please. So member spotlight. Another way to recognize members is to do a member spotlight. It can be posted via Facebook, Instagram, or even presented at a general meeting. What I'm showing you today is Desert Oasis photo, which stands for Face of Desert Oasis. They post it on their Facebook group every single Friday. Spotlights usually include general information about a member, like their name, school, year, major. What's next up is up to you. It can be a question you've asked them, like, why did you join Circle K? Or it can be something like an About Me section that allows readers to get to know who is being recognized. Next up, we have Henry with shout out boxes.
Hello, everybody. I'm Henry. The next thing we have is shout out boxes, which is a simple form of recognition. But I think it's a really cute idea, and it's a smaller form. It can be done like either at every meeting or even a big divisional event. And what it is a member can just write down a message to another member or club and put their message in like something special, like a special hat or even like a bag or box. And at the end, you have some people read it. And you can like raffle it off in the event that you have too many notes and it's just going to take too much time. You can just pick 3. And that even makes the reading of the message even more special. It's one of the more simple ideas of recognition, and it's sure to boost the morale and mood of all the wonderful members without use of like expensive prizes or gifts or certificates. Wow, amazing, cool. I love recognition. Next up, we have Club and Division Recognition Spotlight.
Thank you, Henry. So we're going to jump straight into Club and Division Recognition Spotlight. So we'll be covering the more unique methods of recognition that clubs and divisions across the district will be using. So without further ado, next slide, please. We'll start off with UCLA Circle K. All right. So UCLA Circle K occasionally recognizes members via Star of the Moment. And what Star of the Moment is that an individual member gets highlighted for his or her positive actions that have made a positive difference in the transpiring of an event. This is pretty neat because it focuses on an individual member and how their actions have positively impacted an event. Okay, next slide, please. Club, all right, so this one is Orange Coast College Circle K with the Pirate Recognition Program. So the Pirate Recognition Program recognizes members who achieve a certain number of service hours, and this is loosely based off of the membership recognition program levels. The aim here is to motivate members to go above and beyond 15 hours, hit bronze MRP, and even maybe beyond that. So here you can see the cute graphic and all the designs for the 7 different levels that we had last year. They were copper, titanium, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. It's a little bit different than your average bronze, silver, gold, and platinum for the MRP. And at the end of the year, each recipient does receive a button with some nifty artwork. All right, next slide, please. And lastly, we have Metro Division. So at DCM's, Metro Division awards outstanding clubs that have been shown to be the embodiment of each one of their tenants, to be awarded something like the Service Club of the Month or the Leadership Club of the Month. And this just spotlights how strong each one of these clubs were in embodying each one of these tenets. And so we are going to take about 2 to 3 minutes for you all to answer this question in the YouTube chat. And the question is, what types of recognition does your club incorporate? Okay, thank you so much for your responses. Next up, we will have Jack with Member Recognition Mondays.
Woo, hi everyone. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Member Recognition Mondays. So as you have seen on your divisional pages, the representatives have been posting about regarding the Member Recognition Mondays, and this is where Lieutenant Governors choose a member of their choice based on the prompts. So for August, for example, we have members who stayed active over summer, and for September, we have returning members who inspire others to get involved. So member recognition Mondays is a great way to get members spotlighted sort of in the divisional / district level, and you're able to nominate your cell as circle carriers. So every month we'll have a form where you get to choose a member that you think embodies the prompt of the month. This is and also like you can also use this in your clubs where you can advertise this and promote this and also recognize them during your general meetings or even your divisional council meetings. Next slide, please. And then so we have the recognition from, so this is like another slide for the recognition from week 3, which was Magic Kingdom, Metro, and Paradise, the southern divisions. And also we have the end of the month recognition for those who have gone above and beyond their Call of Duty and Circle K. And then next slide, please. And so now we're talking about the member recognition resources. This is, I just want to promote this out to all of you, because there's a lot of resources that you can use in order if you need help with creating a recognition system or maintaining one. And so the member recognition resources can be found on the district website under the MR resources section in the resources tab. And so these resources include the manuals, the master record sheet, and the fall training conference award applications. If you need further help with like anything recognition based, you can refer to the recognition manual, which was created by our creative executive assistant, Serena Mann. Shout out to her. And this is a way to get more of an idea of how recognition works, and you can see a lot of examples of what clubs do. And this also can supplement your learning for this webinar in case you're like stuck with anything as well. And also we'll also, if you have any questions, feel free to contact one of the committee members. We're always here, always here for you guys, for y'all. And so make sure to hit us up whenever. Okay, next slide. Okay, so now we're gonna have a Q&A time. So if you have any questions, please post them on the live chat, and then we'll be answering them for the rest of the webinar. And also the sign-in sheet was released on the live chat, so make sure to sign in if you want webinar tags for MRP. Any questions so far? Post them on the live chat, please. Okay, so we have a question now from Kimberly. When giving members recognition, if they showed some qualities of our tenants, does it matter if they are expecting to get recognition, or it seems like they're just working to be recognized? Do any of y'all have an answer? Do you want to answer the question? No one? Okay, well, I guess I'll answer it then. Not necessarily. Okay. It's basically your choice if you want to recognize them. Basically, you can incorporate this with member of the month or member of the week, for example. For example, from my former home club, Orange Coast College, we did a spotlight of the week where if you embody one of the tenants, for example, then you get spotlighted for the week. So either way, it depends really on you and how you feel like recognition should be incorporated into your club. But I would say it's like I think working with like the tenants, for example, is a great way to start your recognition up or like maintain it at least.
I have some comments on that. I guess what my opinion on it is I guess you have to remember what recognition like is like. What's the base of it, and that is like member retention, and like the reputation that recognition has. You know, it's meant to keep members, you know, in and to make them feel appreciated so that they don't leave, you know, to somewhere else. So I mean, I think at the end of it all, recognizing someone is better than not at all. So even if, you know, it seems like they're just doing it to be recognized, even if they do, I think just keeping like the reputation and like having like some sort of standard is good. Also, they worked hard, so why not?
I'm gonna add on to that for a bit. It is important to note that members shouldn't be recognized just because they think they should be recognized. I think member recognition is set aside for members who do genuine service and do genuinely go above and beyond the expectations of their duties, and that like the three tenants, if they showed like an embodiment of any of the three tenants without making it obvious or making it like seem that they're begging for attention or like wanting recognition, then I think like recognition is always a nice thing to give out for those who truly deserve it and not those who are expecting it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we have another question. So some of my club's former board members and returning general members feel they aren't being recognized for their past and continued service in the club. How could we recognize them?
Okay, so for this question, one way you can recognize them is through either a spotlight or a returning member of the week/month. Like I said, it's very important to recognize board officers and past members because they did contribute to the club and they help contribute to the success of a club now. So one way was, like I said, the returning member of the week/month.
Okay, anyone else want to answer the question or everything good?
So occasionally there will be a prompt for the MR Mondays that may have a fitting theme for returning members. So one way to recognize like former board members and returning general members is to nominate that member. Say the prompt for the week would be like an outstanding past board member who has contributed greatly to their club in the past and still doing so. That's another way. That's a quick and easy way that you could like spotlight them for the entire district, actually.
Okay, thank you, you. So so we have another question. So should seniors be recognized at the end of the year banquet if they didn't do anything last year, but they were active the previous years? So I would say, okay, in my opinion, I think if they're active previous years but not anything like, for example, their last year, you should probably give them a shout out or just mention them like or a little gift for them being active throughout for example like 3 years if they weren't active in their 4th year. So just a little shout out because they definitely have worked worked like during their Circle K term and also it's also like just to recognize them for like their hard work because I think that that even though they didn't do anything 1 year, their contributions do definitely continue on throughout the upcoming years as well.
Yes, to add on to that, I feel like a really good thing to just remember is that, you know, these people, even though like they weren't active there last year, they still have history within the club, and they still have people, you know, who love them and care about them in the club. And so you can have like some sort of like notes for them that's given out at banquets, like appreciation notes, congratulation notes for graduation. Can people who do love them and who care about them will say something, and it's really cute to see. Yeah, and I just recognizing, you know, the contribution that they had and how they affected the club is something that's really cute. Yeah, and it's good to do. Yes, recognize people.
Okay. If there's any more responses, I'm going to move on to the next question. So the next question is, what should you do if a member stops participating after getting recognized?
Okay, so for this question, I'd say go with personal outreach. Personal outreach definitely goes a long way, and you messaging that member saying like, "Hey, we've missed you. Where are you? Like, it'd be great if you like come out to this event," and just let them know that how much they were appreciated before and that we missed them.
I'm going to add on to Casey's words on that. Yeah, so personal outreach sometimes does prove to be very effective. And remember, after all, one of the main goals of member recognition is member retention. So you want to always check up to see how they're doing, maybe ask them what's up, and hopefully you'll be able to pull them back into the fold so they can get recognized at other various events and remain an active member.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, all. So the next question is, my club is pretty small, and sometimes the same general member always deserves to be member of the month. What would you do? What would you do if you want to recognize other members?
For this one, I'll say to find something that's worth recognizing. For example, if a new member that's coming out for the first time to the first event, that's a great way to recognize them. Recognize them for coming out to their first event. Recognize a member for chairing their first event. Recognize a member for, let's say, attending their first Kiwanis meeting. Anything that they do for the first time that stands out or that's pretty much a big step to them because they're not as out there as that same general member that's always active.
To add on that, I think that like I agree with Casey with regards to what they do for the first time, especially for like new members, because new members usually are still getting used to the system, and also making sure that they go out to events. So I think that just being able to recognize them for the first time for whatever they do is a great way to like recognize other members. Also, shout outs. So for example, if like someone got to know each other at the first time at a meeting, that'd be a great way to like recognize them. Oh, like I got to know you. So um, I think that's a great like starting point in regards to like, for example, what we talked about with shout out boxes. Those shout out boxes, it's like the smallest form of recognition, but it can mean so much. Are there any other questions? If you have any other questions, feel free to post them on the live chat, and we'll definitely answer them for you. Yeah, make sure to answer questions or ask questions so that we could be able to answer them. We'll give you guys about like approximately 10 minutes to see if you have any questions. Okay, how is everyone doing so far? Is everyone good? I'm doing well. Oh, shout out to my mentor Quay. By the way, she asked me how it was, and I was like, oh, it's pretty good. Okay, so make sure if you like have any questions, we'll make sure to ask them on the live chat and the because we're gonna give about like 5 more minutes for the Q&A session. Okay, so since no one's asking questions so far, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. So what are you guys looking forward to for recognition this year? So if you want, post a response on the live chat and we'll probably read those off. Okay, if you haven't signed in already, the sign in form is posted on the live chat, so you don't have to scroll up. You can just click on the link if you haven't signed in already. And we'll be closing the sign in form at 11, so make sure to sign in so that you can get credit for MRP. And then apparently Esther said there's a pizza party for platinum people, and she's gonna try to make it happen at Decon. So make sure to get platinum for MRP and then get free pizza, because why not? Okay, so since there aren't any questions, next slide, please. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so thank you guys for coming to the webinar. We really appreciate all of you coming out and supporting us. And I hope you all learned something new about recognition or some recognition form that you can newly incorporate to your club this upcoming school year. So I want to give you a question, and I want you to answer it on the live chat. So are you ready to recognize your members this term, whether it be a new recognition system or another or something you have already done already? So post your responses, and thank you all for coming, and we hope to see you at the next webinar or whenever any district event.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Thank you for coming out to our webinar.
Woo! See you guys at FTC.
Go to K-Rock.
Or go to
sometime around
CPI.
January.
Go to
CPI
M-Ball.
North or South. Yes, go to M-Ball.
Go to M-Ball.